All the reasons why I will never support Black Lives Matter, the movement, or the organization. First of all, the whole movement is based on the false premise that police are out systematically hunting down and murdering black men. Did you know that black cops are more likely to shoot black suspects than white officers? So if this really had to do with race, that would be completely opposite. And also, most of the suspects that are shot by the police are armed. In fact, it's only less than 1% of them that are unarmed. And it's 95% men. So if there really was a race issue, if it really was about being black in America, we would be seeing a lot more black women being shot by police. But it's actually who's committing more of the crimes. Men are committing more than women. Black men are committing more than white men. That's just a fact. On top of that, we're seeing a 59% increase in 2020 of cops being murdered. And let's also remember the fact that in 2021, the white cop killing black man headlines completely disappeared. Black Lives Matter.
I just got done watching another one of this crazy girl's little videos, uh, and she states a lot of word vomit again and again. She's got a lot of videos where she says a lot of stuff. I haven't watched all of them, but I feel like fact checker. This is middle of the pandemic. Donald Trump's talking about hydrochloroquine, and then news organizations just feel the need to go out there and fact check for the people who are kind of paying attention and who need to know the truth. Because a lot of people are lemmings. I'm imagining her followers, probably those same lemmings who jabbed themselves with some fish dewormer or took some horse pills. So we're going to get right into this, but before we do that, please make sure you like, share, and click the bell. I don't know if I'm allowed to say subscribe. Do the things that happen so that you can see more of my content. And don't forget to tell a friend. And so let's get into it. She starts off by saying she's never gonna support Black Lives Matter, the movement or the organization. And then she like kind of itemizes a list. And I find that funny for a few reasons. First of which is she never actually talks about Black Lives Matter, the organization or the movement. She just starts stating and listing facts, subjective facts that are really just lies. Um, she starts off by saying Black Lives Matter came about. It's because of a false premise that cops are out there brutalizing and murdering black people. No, that hasn't been going on since slavery. I mean, that institution didn't originate to catch slaves. That's not a thing that happened. She's she says these kind of things because she's talking to a base of illiterate, uh, uneducated, mostly white folk, and that's her base. And she's trying to monetize. I kind of feel like she trolls them because she knows. I feel like that song. She knows. I can't say that song. I can't even sing more than that, or I will. My video will be taken down. She knows. So the police, they started off as an organization to catch runaway slaves or enslaved people, and they've been brutalizing and murdering us ever since. That's just what they do. There was a report of there's a lot of reports of black people being murdered, but there was one report that I remember a few years back where a group of teenagers like 16, 17, 15, were at a house party, and the cops tried to break up the house party, and they got in their car and they fled. And one of the cops, there's a few of these stories out there, but the one I'm specifically mentioning, he had time to go into the back seat of his car where he keeps his assault rifle. He grabbed his assault rifle and shot 17 bullets into that car. He meant to murder them. He meant to kill them. And the call that came out over the radios, some teenagers were playing loud music. This is a noise complaint. This is a noise violation. This is a disturbance. This isn't, there was a gangbanger. This isn't Scarface. These cops showed up to do what they did, and they got away with it. A kid got shot in the back of the head. A couple other kids got hit, and I think two kids in that car died. And they mean business, but no, that's not what cops do. It's just the bad cops. And my opinion on, I'm going to elaborate just a little bit. This is going to be a little bit of a video, but I'll wrap it up. Here's my opinion on good cops and bad cops. The thing about that is, if you're a good cop, your job is to uphold the law. No matter where, no matter when. Off-duty cops will go and kill some people because they had to uphold the law. There's good cop, bad cop. If you're a good cop, and you know in your precinct there are 6 or 7 bad cops, and you don't find out how to arrest them and remove them from your precinct, you're complicit. You are now a bad cop. You are, by the transitory property, a bad cop. You are like an exponent that's about to jump over there and multiply itself. You're a bad cop just because you're in the premises. It literally, they'll do that for criminals, specifically black people. If there's some drugs in the car and no one wants to own up to it, it's everyone's drugs. And they don't all get charged. Like, let's say there's 4 people in the car. They don't say, here's 5 grams of weed, we'll chop it up. Everyone has to have 1.5, however that chops up, 1.25 grams, because it's everyone's weed. No, everyone gets charged with 5 grams. Let me get back to my point. The cops are crooked. Fuck cops. Fuck the police. Coming straight out of Compton. Back to my point. So then she says, most black people are being shot. Most black people who get murdered by the police, they're getting killed by other police who are also black. Now, she doesn't pull out any stats, doesn't list any facts. She doesn't show statistics at all. She just starts talking. And she knows the people she's talking to are illiterate and uneducated, and they're not capable of looking at a pie chart or going to the FBI's website and finding some information out on the FBI's website. They're not capable of fact checking, and they don't want to fact check. They have a bias, and they need the confirmation so that they can feel good about themselves. Confirmation bias, but that's who they are. That's who these people are. That's her base. I'm imagining. I don't know. I've never seen anybody who likes her stuff. Personally, never seen them. So she says that most black cops are killing black people. Therefore, ergo, racism doesn't exist. Because if a black cop kills a black, possibly perpetrator, defendant, whatever, if a black cop kills a black person, then it's justified? Is it justified? Is that what she's saying? Or is she saying racism doesn't exist because black people can't be racist towards other black people? Is she literally in that lane of traffic? She's kind of blackish. And she's very racist towards other black people. And then on some of her videos, she talks about how black people are racist towards her. So I don't get how she can have those two competing thoughts. How do you have that duality wrapped up in your mental Gumby? How do you have that? How do you have this duality of competing ideologies where black people who do racist things against other black people, they're not racist. And black people who do racist things against me, they're racist. And racism doesn't exist if 2 black people are like the dumbest shit. She says the dumbest things that don't make any fucking sense. If you're paying attention and you have a critical thought, like if you have just a little bit of that critical thought process, then she says, she starts trying to do charts in her head, but they fall off the cliff. They don't make any sense what she says. She says 1% of the people who are being shot by the black cops, I don't know if we're still on black cops. I don't know. I'm just going to keep going because I think linearly, like that shit's linear, unless you change the subject. Then again, she edits a lot, so maybe she edited out something and just stitched it together. She did a zombie stitch. She says 1% of the people who are being killed by the cops are unarmed. There's 2 different ways I can go. First off, show me your facts. Show me your stats. Second off, 1% of people being executed without their day in court, without the right to a judge and a jury, without due process constitutionally mandated by our fucking laws. first off, is she saying that's a good thing? Well, it's only 1% of black people who are unarmed. Because I think we're still on black people. I'm not sure. She's not. Eh. Only 1%. And she says it like it's a good thing. Or is it? Or is that bad? She doesn't really say. She's a mystery. She's an enigma wrapped in a puzzle, wrapped in a. She's. Oh no, she's not. Let me stop. I'm not gonna keep talking about this bitch. Then she says 95% are men. So I don't know how we have these charts. How do we do these charts? This is a pie chart over here, and then we just jump over, like, of the fucking 1% here. Now that's a new pie chart. Now it's 95%, and then it's 2% this and 2%. Like, shut the fuck. Prove anything you're saying. At least put some stat on the screen. Like, I am not using my normal editing software, so forgive me for the volume quality. I can already tell the volume's pretty shitty, so I'm talking louder, and I'm in a hotel. People walking by, they can hear this, and I'm in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, Indiana, so I'm trying to keep these things short. I don't want these crazy fuckers. So she says 95% of the people, I guess out of that 1% were men. So it's 1% of the people who are getting murdered, and they're unarmed, so this is bad, but we're not going to say it's bad. And then out of that 1%, 95% out of that 1% are men who are doing the crimes. And then she says, and most of those men are black. She doesn't pull a pie chart for that one either. So she just starts talking and talking. She just sounds like she repeats shit she heard from at a bar. Like, she lives in bumfuck nowhere with these devils. And she goes to the bars out here, and she just starts absorbing their hatred, self-hatred, self-loathing, and I'll just pull out stats. I'll stat it up, and I'll make a video, and I'll get 50,000 likes somehow. So 50,000 devils out there liking your bullshit content. I'm quality over quantity. I guess I'm quality over quantity. I'm not even doing that big of volume, not quantity. So then she says, and here's the thing, here's where I'm at. Fuck the police, baseline, boom, right there. Fuck the blue line, fuck the police, fuck you if you have a blue flag on your chest. I don't give a fuck. So then she says, there's been a 59, she just keeps stating lies, fake facts, not a fact. She says, it's been a 59% increase in cops being murdered in 2020. That is a lie. It is not a fact. It's not based in factual realm of even universal possibilities. They say we live in a universe of infinite possibilities. In some place, there's probably a pig flying and speaking and eating sushi. That's where we live. And in that realm, that's a fucking lie. It was not a 59% increase in murder of police in 2020. But then she says increase. From when? From 2019? From 1970? She doesn't specify. She doesn't need to specify. Her base is stupid. And her content hurts my mind. Like, I'm a 1+1 type of guy. I'm a little slow. Like, I need to add 1+1, and then I'll get to 2, and then I'll do that again. But if your shit looks like alien math, where you're not showing your work and you're not citing your sources, like, you get laughed out of college trying to pull that shit off on a professor. She says there's been a 59% increase in murder in police in 2020. I guess she was alluding that the 59% increase from the base, from the zero back, or for whatever the base number, let's say 100, and now it's 250 or whatever, 209, whatever that 59% increase, I guess she's alluding that increase, that margin, was black people murdering cops. And I just want to remind everybody who's watching this, we live in America. Black people do not have bulletproof camo vests and gas masks and NRA fucking headbands and AR-57s, 47s, 20, whatever, AR-22, whatever. Black guys are not walking around the Capitol talking about this land is my land, and if you try to infringe on my rights, if you step on me, you don't tread on me, I'll murder for my rights. That's not black people. Black guys are not out there murdering fucking police. I don't care what you heard from Candace Owens or Ben Shapiro or this Bucky. I don't even know her name. Like Kaylee, some stupid shit. Black guys are not out there murdering police. We're out here getting murdered by police. When the black people see the police, and here's the real truth. If you've never met a black person, if you don't have a black friend, when you're not even doing anything wrong, and you're in your rights to whatever you're doing. You're coming home from the grocery store like Elijah McClain. I got to make a video on that shit. Or when you're walking from the grocery store like Trayvon Martin and you got a fucking bag of Skittles in the fucking Arizona. When you're coming home from someplace and you see the police, your initial response is, fuck. Gotta deal with these bullshit ass motherfuckers. It's not lock and load. That's some white people shit. So no, fuck your stats. You're a fucking liar. So I went to the FBI website. In the FBI website, under the violent crime and arrests tab, or you have to go to Google that, and you can go to the FBI website, and it'll pull up a bunch of stats for 2020. And it says that out of these arrests, 31.9% were 26 to 35-year-old or 26 to 35 years of age. By gender, it says that 72.6 were male and 27.4 were female. By race, most arrestees, 67.7% were white and 27.1% were black or African American. And then it says like 4% were like miscellaneous. They don't say. So just off bat, she's a fucking liar. She's a hate-filled little evil devil who espouses racism and self-hatred and tries to brainwash folks into thinking bullshit. So on that same website, the FBI.gov, I went to 2021. And here's the funny part. It kind of discounted everything she said. So she's saying 59% increase in cop deaths, and black people do 95% of the crimes, and only 1% of those black people who are getting murdered don't deserve it, but somehow that's still good and not bad. I don't fucking know what the fuck she's talking about. But as for 2021, it says that there is, from 2020, sworn law enforcement officers contributing to information to use of force data collection. So this is data collection on use of force. Cops having to pull their guns and shoot. Cops having to beat you with a baton, zap you with their zap gun. I like calling it zap gun. Taser sounds, it's too mechanical. I like zap gun. So like the use of force means when the cop has to harm you or kill you. It said in 2020, it was 53%. And then 2021, in the first quarter, it had gone up to 63%. And that means, so in just 4 months, they had increased their total amount of abuse of their population. And according to this lady, they're only abusing the black people, which they deserve it. But in just 4 months, they had increased the whole year's total for 2020. In 2021, they increased that. They grabbed it. It's like, what's it called when you pass yourself and you're racing? They're lapping themselves and then doing extra in only 4 months. So it wasn't cops getting murdered. It was cops being abusive and like tripling down on that abuse. And who do you think were the targets of their ire and their hatred? It's just sad to see people who are so broken. I mean, at first it's sad, but I guess I got numb to it. I'm used to broken people who can't like read or look up stats. I'm used to it. It's still unnerving when I see it, and this bitch got a lot of content out there. She says, she even says, this is the last part I'll touch on because this is a long video. I'm going to have to do some creative editing. She says in 2021, news outlets didn't even cover white cops murdering black people. She says that. Is that good or bad? News outlets are like the fourth wing, the fourth arm of the government. News controls how you feel about things. That's why you're trying to control. I don't know what she means by that. News outlets stopped covering white cops murdering black people. Ask yourself, do you think she cares that white cops are covering black people? If there's 100 news outlets every day making 100 articles about it every day, she's going to turn it off. So what does that even mean? It's a non sequitur. It means nothing. It's just added fluff. Word fucking vomit. And then she ends her segment by saying Black Lives Matter. Now this is the part where I feel she's trolling you. She's trolling you. She just filled your ears with a bunch of lies. All in 1 minute. She's a lot better at this than I am. I take 15 minutes to tell you some truth, to discount her bullshit. She can fill your ears with 25 lies in 1 minute. I've seen it. I've fucking seen it. She's really good at it, but she's bad at being a black person. Like I don't get this video taken down, but y'all can have her. We don't want her. Fucking Dave Chappelle scat. All right, we're trading her. Y'all can have her, dude. For real, y'all can have her. She's got a lot of crazy videos out there. I'm gonna try to poke holes in all of them because once again, it's petty o'clock. It's about that time, and I'm tired of listening to this crazy shit. And hopefully you guys out there enjoyed this video. By all means, check out fbi.gov for all of the misinformation you've been getting told by this crazy lady. And then again, I don't really trust the feds. Them feds started to COINTELPRO. Man, they don't trust me. Them boys got shit on me right now. You gotta just cover your bases. But if they are listening, fuck y'all. And for the rest of you guys who are watching, peace. Bless you. Thanks for checking out my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.